Welcome to Go Get Great, the podcast for aspiring entrepreneurs and ambitious small business owners. I'm your host, Brittany, owner of Brittany Miller Socials and mother of 3. Go Get Great is all about helping you make life and business work together. You'll learn about the fumbles that helped get me and my guests to where we are today so you don't have to make them. So come join the journey with Go Get Great. You hear me talk a lot about making sure that your marketing is all in the same place for ease. But today I'm going to break my own rule and I'm going to tell you why you need an email provider that is not your website. Okay, hear me out. Starting your email marketing journey with your website is not the worst thing in the world. It's not. It can be really helpful because it is integrated, it is streamlined, and you don't truly have to worry about anything systems related because your website is going to take care of everything on the back end. And that is wonderful. But eventually you should outgrow your website-based providers' email marketing options for your business. And here's why. Truthfully, website platforms consider email marketing to be a bonus. It's an add-on. That's how they market it. They know that it is not their core service. Their core service is providing you an option to build your website and to promote your business, create this wonderful home base. A lot of times websites are either really focused on giving you super flexible custom design options, or they're focused on being really inexpensive or being really user-friendly because it's basically template and you can't change anything. So each website provider has their own specific kind of spin on what it is that their website offers that another provider doesn't. And they'll be like, and in addition to that, you can do all of your email marketing in the platform. That's how they position it, and that's how they prioritize it. And when I say that, I mean they're not prioritizing it. It's not their primary focus. Their primary focus is giving you new elements, new color options, making it easier for you to build your website. Your website is their focus. Well, websites in general are their focus. And the email options, while there, are often not getting the same time, attention, and upgrades to be able to actually support your business and fit your needs as a business that does email marketing. It's sad, but it's true. And eventually you should outgrow the options and the limitations that working with your website provider's email platform or email options offers. So how do you kind of know when you get to that point? Well, there are a few things that you can look at, and we're going to talk about those today. And you can let me know if you're not sure at the end of today's episode, and I'm happy to share with you my recommendation on whether or not you should switch to a different email platform. And my advice usually always is, but on certain occasions, I will tell you that it's okay to stay where you are because it could be more cost effective, although there are free email marketing options out there, which I do typically recommend for people. But some of the big things for me for website platforms or website marketing for email marketing with your website. Some of the big kind of red flags for me when you get to a point where you're frustrated with these things, then that is when you're going to want to consider switching to a dedicated email platform or email provider, email marketing service, whatever it is that you want to call them. I use OmniSend in my business. You've probably heard me talk about that multiple times. That's what I mean when I say email platform, email provider. So one of the big things is that the email within your website is obviously going to interact and integrate with your website. So when someone fills out a pop-up or submits a contact form, it automatically goes right into the back end where you do the emails so that they're on the list, and then you can send that information out. But from experience working with these for different businesses, specifically Shopify, use Shopify quite a bit. I don't love it because it does not have good design options. Now, for some businesses, you might be like, well, I don't really care what the email looks like. And again, that's okay when you're starting out. But as you continue to build out your business and email becomes more integral and you have a bigger brand presence, people are going to start to expect that what they see on social media and what they see on your website is accurately reflected in your email content as well. So when you're sending an email out and it's all like black and white text with maybe one oddly sized image here or there and like unappealing headers and footers, it doesn't jive and it feels off, and it's going to impact your brand's reputation and also your sales overall. So really having a lot of good design options is super important for your email marketing down the road. And that's why I say that you can start with the email options with your website provider, but eventually you're going to outgrow that and you're going to need to be able to do more, I'm going to say more gallery-based designs. And not to say that every email I send out looks like it came out of the pages of a magazine, because it doesn't. But if I needed to, I could, and I know that. And that's one of the big things. And there are just in general a lot of basic design options that I've tried to do in different website platforms or website email platforms that I can't do, that are just not an option whatsoever. And I'm like, this is crazy. So that's something that's kind of like one of the first red flags for me as someone who considers design important, because we eat with our eyes as much as we do. We eat with our eyes, and that is in how we consume the emails. And if the emails look plain and boring, people are going to delete them. They are. So red flag number 2, you're going to have really limited automation and trigger options for your sequences, which is going to be an issue. Well, depending on how quickly you're scaling your business, but it's going to be an issue sooner rather than later. So if you don't have the option to, and I'm assuming, I haven't worked with all website platforms, obviously, but a lot of them will have some segmenting options, but they're very, very limited. So when I use OmniSend, it lets me build triggers. And by trigger, I mean when someone does an action, there is like more or less an equal and opposite reaction that happens in the back end of my email system to send emails and do things automatically so that I can focus on other projects in my business. So that's a trigger for an automation. And an automation is just like you would assume, automated emails that go out without me having to like manually click the send button. So there's more limited options for that, which makes it hard to build automations and triggers that are going to do more complex things in your business. So like I have triggers based on different opt-in forms that should be pretty accessible, but then oftentimes I have like extensive delays, or I'll have people move into different segments and sequences. I have like branching logic. So, it's like conditional based on if they open this email or if they didn't open this email. And a lot of website platforms just don't have that many features available for triggers and automation building. So that's going to impact your open rates, your delivery rates, and just like in general, your ability to send targeted email communications to your audience. Because as you start to have more things happen in your business, you're going to be sending more emails, but you don't necessarily want to send more emails to everyone on your list. You want to send them to just the specific people that are interested. So my email list is kind of segmented: social media, email marketing, and podcasting. So when I send podcast communications out, I don't always send them out to my entire list. I just send them out to the section of my list that I know is interested in podcasting. So you're going to not necessarily be able to do all of those things in your website. So then that makes it harder. And that is a case where you would potentially fatigue your audience and have a higher unsubscribe rate, because you can't kind of build those triggers and those automations. And it also means that you're going to have to do things a little bit more manually, which eats up more of your time. So that's red flag number 2. This is like the third one that I'm going to talk about. And this is kind of the biggest one for me, even more so than design. Guys, there's something more important than design. Sometimes I feel silly saying that, because I do feel like I am a little bit more aesthetic than a lot of other people. But also knowing what is working and what isn't. Your insights and your analytics, as much as some people don't like to look at them, they are gold. They are gold for your business. And I actually did a podcast episode, I'll link it in the show notes, where I talk about some of the kind of, I don't talk in depth about it, but we talk about what to do with people that you can see are seeing your emails, but maybe not necessarily converting and purchasing. So I have a podcast episode sharing some strategies about that. So that's what I'm linking for you. Definitely go and check that out. If you've been doing email marketing, it's a great resource. It's a great resource to help you get some better results. So the biggest thing that I found with integrated website and email platforms is that the insights and analytics are really, really limited, which means that you can't truly make informed decisions in your business because you don't have all the information to make those decisions. And that's why I absolutely love using outside email platforms, specifically like OmniSend. I've worked with quite a few, but OmniSend I find has fantastic analytics for me to look at things. It helps me track my email list growth over different time periods. It helps me track not only my opt-in rate, but my open rate, engagement rate for emails. Those ones are a little bit more standard, but it helps me with different things like demographics, where my people are located, what kind of devices that they're using. I also get to see what they call click maps. So that tells me where people are clicking in my emails, and it just gives me so much more information to know specifically what's working and what isn't. And you don't get that in a lot of email platforms. Sometimes it's even hard to track your sales. I was working with a client who was using Shopify, and we were having trouble identifying where the sales came from. It wasn't tracking the numbers in the correct categories, so we couldn't tell whether the results were from our email marketing efforts or from social media or from some of the organic traffic that they were getting from Google. And that is so frustrating to not be able to see what is working in your business so that you can double down on that and kind of reallocate your time and attention from the areas that aren't generating the same level of results as for you. So those are my 3 big kind of red flags and reasons why you should have a dedicated email platform and an email provider, but how to know if you've outgrown it. If you start to get really frustrated with not being able to do different design elements, that's a big one. If you're frustrated and limited by triggers and automations, that's another sign that your business has outgrown your email platform. And if you cannot see and cannot tell what is working and what isn't in your email marketing, you do not have enough analytics and insights to make informed decisions. And that is when you would need to move. Now, I will do another separate episode talking about choosing email providers and all of those wonderful things. You hear me mention OmniSend. There are a bazillion and a half different email platforms. If there's one that you've got your eye on, then that's probably kind of a good option to go, or you can wait until I do another episode talking about setting up email providers. I also have a free email marketing resource that I'm going to tell you about so that you can grab it from the show notes down below. And if you've been listening to my podcast, that I've got an email marketing promotion coming up. So if you're looking for help getting set up with email marketing and you're like, okay, I've got a couple of these red flags, Brittany, it's time, I need a dedicated email platform, and then this is going to be the best promotion for you to take advantage of, because I'm offering some really great incentives for anyone that books their email setup during that time. But if you're like, I want to DIY it, then check out the resource down below. It's your email setup checklist. So it's going to walk you through everything that you need to do to set up your email platform the way that I would do it for my clients. So I'll just give you a quick rundown of what's included in my email setup so that you know, and then you can also kind of get a sense of what's included in the checklist. So we help you choose a platform that works best for your business. We help you figure out what your overall email marketing goal is and choose a platform that's going to have all the options and integrations that you need so that you can stay with that platform for a while so you're not constantly switching. We also figure out who is on your current list, get everyone together and get them uploaded and segmented into your new platform, into all of the different categories that you need so that you can send those custom targeted emails. We also focus on building a lead magnet. So that's a free resource that you're sharing in exchange for someone getting onto your email list. And we're going to help create a very custom lead magnet for your business that's going to make sure that you're warming up your audience appropriately for whatever product or service it is that you're selling. So we brainstorm together, but then I design and build your lead magnet. I also build the opt-in forms. So that's typically a pop-up and or a landing page where people actually go to give you their email. And then I also create an email template for you. And then I set up a 1 to 3 email sequence that's going to deliver the lead magnet that we just created and get people ready for the emails that you're going to send. And in addition to all of those incredible things, I also send you a video tutorial of how to use your system if you would like to start managing it on your own after the setup is done. And if not, I'm happy to share details about what transitioning into an email management package would look like. So all of that is in what I consider to be included in an email marketing setup as something that you need for your business. You need to be able to talk to who's already in there in a way that is on brand for your business. That's your email template. You also need to be able to send your targeted communications, which is why we do the segmenting and uploading of your list. And you need to be able to grow your list so that you always have new people to talk to and new people to purchase your services, which is why I include the lead magnet and the opt-ins for your business. So if you've been doing email marketing and you don't have a lead magnet, it can still be a really good idea for you to do an email setup to get that piece in place, or to at least book a coaching session with me where we can dive deeper into what a kind of lead magnet option would be for your business so that you can go and create it on your own. So I hope that you found today's episode really helpful. Email marketing is something that I'm super passionate about because it really can help you no matter what kind of business you have. And not only does it help you generate more consistent sales in your business because people buy more likely from email than social media. There are stats that prove that. But it is also your home base. So if you're much like your website, if your social media gets shut down, you've got your email marketing as a backup, but it's just phenomenal for market research and being able to see what is working and what isn't in your business. And those analytics are true gold. I could not live without them. So I would love to help you be able to have that level of confidence and understanding in your business. So definitely click the description below, and you're welcome to book a clarity call to kind of chat about any of this stuff with me. But definitely keep your eyes open for my upcoming Black Friday promotion as well. So thank you guys for tuning in and learning more about email marketing today and helping decide whether or not you're seeing any red flags with your website email provider. So we will see you next week on the Go Get Great podcast.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Go Get Great. I hope you found some useful tips and tricks that can help you make life and business work together. If what I said resonates with you, please share it on social media, and don't forget to tag at Brittany Miller's socials so that I can celebrate you for taking those first steps towards achieving greatness. Remember, success doesn't happen overnight. It takes dedication, hard work, and a lot of spirit. So don't be afraid to dream big and go after what you want. Keep striving for greatness. You get closer with every step forward, no matter how small they may seem. Until next time, go get great.